Hi, my name is Danielsson, and I'd like to welcome you to this Mel Bay DVD, in which we're going to take a look at a couple of common jazz standard tunes. Now, these tunes on this DVD have become standards because of a couple of reasons. Number one, they are very well written compositions. You know, in jazz, we often refer to the songs or the composition as tunes, but it's really well-written compositions. I look at it as a composition. Secondly, these tunes has also stood the test of time. They have been recorded and performed, millions of times, and that's also a good sign that they are good tunes. Personally, I really like to play standard jazz tunes, and I like to kind of analyze them, learn them, taking my time learning the tunes, and then moving on and creating my own arrangement and my own version of these tunes. And there are certain tunes that, especially young people, most musicians should be familiar with. And we have a couple of them here on this DVD. The first one we're going to take a look at is the Take the A Train, which is probably one of the most common jazz standards. And it's not really that hard to learn this tune. It has a couple of unique features, and it also has an introduction and ending and a type of counter line that also goes with this tune that you should know. So let's get started and take a look at Take the A Train. The most common key to play this tune is the key of C. Of course, you work with singers or other instrumentalists, be prepared to play them in different keys. But generally, when the tune is called on a gig, it's going to be in the key of C. And that's what we're going to do here. So let's take a look at it. First chord, a C major 7, and the melody starts on the 5th. And if you look at the melody in the first 4 bars, okay, that's all there is to the first 4 bars. The way I look at it, the bar 1 and 2 is basically just a C triad in the second inversion. And then it lands on a G sharp, and the chord is a D7. And this is a unique feature on this tune here. When it first came out, that was pretty unique sound. Moving on, bar 5, melody on the 5th of the D minor 7 chord. And then there's a little lick here that goes like this. And that lick is played over a G7 chord. So that's the first 8 bars of this tune, and since this tune is based on the form A-A-B-A, the second 8 bars is going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to play the second 8 bars here. 3, 4, 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first part of the tune. Also, I'd like to tell you that if you see me doing a voicing that you don't really grasp the first time, just go ahead and rewind the DVD. And also, you can also look at the voicing if you hit the pause button. If you see I play that voicing and that's a C6-9. If you just want to check it out, how I'm playing it, just hit the pause button when I play that chord and take a look at it. Moving on to the bridge. The bridge goes to the 4 chord, F major 7, and the melody starts on the 3rd. The way to think of that phrase is that basically the phrase is based on an F major 7 chord. It's just outlined. So here it is again, first 4 bars of the bridge. just outline that chord. Keeping the same hand position, go into the D9. So what I did when I started on the D9, that's basically outlining a D9 chord. It's a D. So let's play the whole bridge here. That was the outlined F major 7. D minor 7. And then the melody is moving down from the A to the A flat. And that A flat actually becomes the flat 9 of the G7 chord. And then again, I talked about the AABA form. Well, the last A is exactly the same as the first A. So when you learn these tunes, if you just think of small tricks like that, okay, what chord is the melody outlining? What chord are we going to? It makes it much easier to memorize the tunes and learn them correctly. Now, this tune has a couple of things. I'm going to show a couple of the voicings that are very helpful to know when you play this tune. Instead of just playing the F major 7, the C major 7, it's helpful to play the C6-9. And I voice it C, E, A, D, and the G. The melody is the G. And here, instead of playing the D7, I add a 9th to it, which is the E chord, or E note, I should say. And here's the D minor 7 chord, which I voice in what we call a 4thy way. 1, 4, 7, 3, and 5. That gives you a couple of different options to just change the sound of the tune a little bit. Couple of other things in this tune that's become standard throughout the years. First of all, the introduction is a very common introduction, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into the tune. And what it is, it's a little scale here based on a whole tone scale, starting on the E, going in whole steps, down to the G sharp. And in the left hand, the probably most common way to voice it for piano players is to playing a C in the second inversion, go into a D9 without the root of the chord. So that would be F sharp, C, and E. And this is the rhythm of the introduction here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That introduction pretty much goes with the tune. Is part of Take the A Train. If we're moving on, looking at the bridge, there was 4 bars of F major 7. Those are the 4 bars. Now, to get down to the D7 chord, it's common to play this this rhythm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's also something that you can expect to hear on a gig or when you play with other people. After you play this tune, say you play the head, you play the introduction, you play the head, everybody takes solos. Coming back to the head, often we play the counter line there. Instead of starting on the melody, this melody here, there's another melody that sometimes is implemented in the tune, and it goes like this. So that's the first 4 bars of the song, has that little counter line. So here again, let's play it a little slower. 3, 4. So really what it is just the C major scale up to the D, and then chromatic down to the G sharp. And I will demonstrate this when I play this tune with the entire band here. One more thing specific with this tune is the ending. The classic Take the A Train ending goes like this. And of course that ending you probably heard on several jazz tunes. It works great, but it originally came from Take the A Train. I'm fortunate here, I have an entire band in the studio, and I'm going to play through the tune. I'm going to play it 2 choruses. The first chorus I'm going to do first the introduction, playing the melody. Now, as you know in jazz gives you a certain amount of freedom. So I'll be playing the melody, the way kind of I'm going to interpret it. But I'm going to stay close to the original version. And of course, I do some different kind of voicings. I'm going to play it fairly clear. So again, if you want to hit the pause button, check out what I'm playing, just by looking at the notes, you can do so. So here's Take the A Train. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's Take the A Train with the introduction, the little counter line in the A section, as well as the ending. Now learn this tune, spend some time with it, learn the melody, learn the chords, and then start to experiment with it and create your own version of Take the A Train. We're going to take a look at a classic jazz standard, Autumn Leaves. And before I start to talk about the tune, I just want to give you a little safety tip on this tune. If there's any tune that you should learn in several different keys, this is it. This is the one. Because it's a favorite tune of many singers, and they do it in all different keys. And also, to clarify something here, the tune starts on a C minor chord. However, it ends on the G minor, at least in the key that I'm playing it in today. So the tune is actually in G minor. So to be safe, when you kick this tune off on a jam session or whatever, you should say, okay, let's play Autumn Leaves in G minor, first chord C minor. If you do that, you clear up all the confusion, and you're going to save the band from a couple of train wrecks before they even start. So let's take a look at this tune. I'm going to start to teach this tune by looking at the sequence of chords. There's basically 3 sets of chords, and 2 chords each. The first chord is C minor 7. Second chord, F7. All right. So I look at that as the first set of chords. The second set of chords, B flat major 7 to E flat major 7. And the third set of chords, A minor 7 flat 5. That's the flat 5 right there, the E flat. To D7 to the G minor 7. And these sequences of chords just goes around and around in this tune. So here's the first sequence. C minor 7, F7. Then we have B flat major 7 to E flat major 7. A minor 7 flat 5. D7 to G minor 7. Now the bridge is basically the same set of chords, but in just a different order. So we're going to talk about it when we get there. So let's take a look at the tune. It has a pickup. Starts on a G, and the first note together with the chord is an E flat, the third of the chord. F, G, A, D. And just hang on D while you change the chord to the E flat major 7. D, E, F sharp to B flat. So the chord sequence is again G, A, B flat, C minor chord with the E flat on top, F7, melody starts on the tonic of F7, F, G, A, lands on the third of the B flat major chord, and hangs there. You change the chord to E flat major 7. Again, land on the third of the A minor flat 5, D7, D, E, F sharp, to the third of the G minor. Okay? Now let's take a look at the second part of this tune. This is an A-B tune. It's in two parts. So that was what I played, was the A section. Now let's look at the B section. And we remember that one of the sequence of chords were A minor 7 flat 5 to D7 to G minor 7. Well, that's how the bridge starts on this tune. we go to another set of chords, C minor 7 to F7. And another sequence of chords, B flat major 7 to E flat major 7. Then we have the melody starting on the flat 5 of the A minor 7 flat 5 to the D7. And here we have a little change in the tune. It's a chromatic moving chords down to an E flat major 7. And I have G minor 7. I'm playing here, there's different variations. What I'm playing today is it's a D over F sharp to F minor 7, B flat 7, and to the E flat major 7, A minor 7 flat 5, D7, and then we're down here now to the G minor 7, which is the key of the tune. So really, if you simplify the sequences, you have the root of the chords goes C, F, that's the sequence of the chords. The bridge, or the B section, C minor, F7, B flat major 7, E flat major 7, A minor 7 flat 5, D7, and then this little chromatic chord sequence of G minor 7, D7 over F sharp, F minor 7, B flat 7, down to an E flat major 7, A minor 7 flat 5, D7. Now, without getting too complicated, there is a couple of substitutions, chord substitutions, that sounds really good to put in this tune. And what that is, half-step approaches. So I'm just going to look at a couple of them that works really well. Here's the melody from the beginning. C minor 7, and instead of going directly to the F7, G flat 7, F7. So it's a half step above the F7, and I'm playing it as a 13th chord. B flat major 7 to an E7 sharp 9, leading to the E flat major 7. And the E7 sharp 9, I play it the root of the chord, 3rd 7 sharp 9, and I had the melody up here on the D, so I'm doubling the 7. And same thing here, going to the D7. Sounds good to play an E flat 7 to the D7. And the E flat 7, I voiced it 1, 3, 7, 9, sharp 11, and the melody note. So those chords you can use throughout the entire song. Okay, so here they are again. C minor 7, G flat 7, F7, B flat major 7, E7 sharp 9, E flat major 7, A minor 7 flat 5, D7, and we could also put in A minor 7 flat 5, E flat 7, D7 to G minor 7. Now those substitutions that I showed you, they work both in the A section and the B section of the tune. So I'm going to play this tune now with a band, and you get to hear how it sounds in context with having the entire rhythm section with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, Stella by Starlight. This is actually probably one of my favorite tunes, and it actually become piano players' favorite tunes because the standard key that this is played in is B flat, and the way the chords lay in this tune and how the chords are moving, it just feels really good. It's a very good piano tune and a good piano key. So we're just going to look through the tune to start with just simple melody, simple voicings, and then I'm going to show you a couple of extra things that is common tricks and trades with this song. Here again, the tune is in B flat. However, the first chord, the way I'm going to teach you today, is an E minor 7 flat 5. So it is a tricky tune to transpose, there's no question about it. Seldom when the tune is called on gigs, you change the key, but it's always good to be prepared just in case. So, looking at this tune, Stella by Starlight. The melody starts on a B flat to an A. And in left hand, E minor 7, flat 5. Change the chord to A7 flat 9. I'm playing a C minor 7 to F7. Melody, pick up again. On F, going to the G. And the G is played over an F minor 7 chord. So actually the melody becomes the 9th of the F minor 7 chord. To the B flat 7. To an E flat major 7, and the melody hangs on the 5th of the chord, which is a B flat. Stay on the melody, change the chord to A flat 7. That was the first 8 bars. And really, one of the reasons why this tune sounds so good, if we look at the melody, it doesn't end on the 5ths and the 7ths. It's kind of different on this one. Here we have E minor 7 flat 5, and the melody is an A. C minor 7, the melody is on the 4th. F minor 7, the melody is on the 9th, which is the G. Here finally the melody ends up on the 5th of the chord, but only for 1 bar because it hangs over to the A flat 7, and it becomes the 9th of A flat 7. So this is what makes this tune so nice sounding and so unique. All right, keep going here on bar 9 of the tune. It's an B flat major chord, B flat major 7, and the melody here again starts on an E flat. Lands on a D, over an E minor 7 flat 5, changing to an A7 flat 9. And again, if you need to stop the DVD, just hit the pause button and look at these voicings. A, G, B flat, C sharp, and the melody. The melody moves to a G over this D minor 7 chord. Moves down to the F. The tune changes key here, B flat minor 7 to E flat 7. And here is kind of the same sequence, however it starts on an F major 7 chord. Melody starts on a B flat. Melody on a G, the chord is E flat minor 7 flat 5, A7 flat 9. Next chord, A minor 7 flat 5, melody on a D. Okay. The chord then move over to D7, or D7 flat 9 also works. Now here's the second part of the tune. The melody here is on an E flat, which is actually the flat 13, or we can also call it the sharp 5 of the G7 chord. To a C minor 7 with the melody on F. And here's the melody. Here again, the melody ends up on a D, and the chord is A flat 7. So this D becomes the sharp 11 of that chord. And the melody ends up on a C, and the chord is, so you can see, a B flat major 7. So that's the 9th of the chord. E minor 7 flat 5, melody on the A, A7 flat 9, melody moves, G, A, B flat, D minor 7 flat 5, melody on F, melody on F to B flat, and here again, C minor 7 flat 5, melody on the flat 5 note, which is the G flat, F7 flat 9. So as you can see, the melody always lands on a different type of note, not the regular standard notes. So it's also common for introduction of this tune to play a pedal. And what I'm going to show you here is just an F pedal. Since we know that the tune is in B flat, well, an F pedal always works great. So I'm playing a B flat major 7 over F, moving it to a C minor 7 over F, B flat major 7 over F. So back and forth between those chords in really any inversion you like and whatever rhythm. So here's an example. 1, 2, 3, 4. B flat, C minor 7, B flat major 7, C minor 7, melody. So that's a really effectful introduction because it sets up the tune and you think it's going to go to the B flat major chord, but it doesn't. It starts on the E minor 7 flat 5. Also take a quick look at the ending of this tune, a common chord substitution. I'm going to play the last 8 bars of this tune. 1, 2, 3. Listen to this. So the last 4 bars, instead of playing the C minor 7 flat 5, I'm playing a C sharp minor 7. Because that chord fits well with the melody to an F sharp 13. As I voice the 13. Down to the C minor 7 flat 5, F7 flat 9 to the B flat. So here again, it is in context. The last 8 bars of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And here it is. C sharp, F sharp, C, F to B flat major 7. And also it works very well to do those substitute changes both when you play the melody as well as when you solo. Just kind of make sure that your bass player knows what you're doing, because if you both do it together it's going to sound really good. Alright, we're going to play through this tune now with the entire rhythm section so you get a feel of how the tune sounds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Misty is probably one of the most played ballads and probably one of the most requested songs that you get when you play a job. It's a beautiful song, and it's a lot of things that you can do with this composition. There's substitutions and alterations and a whole bunch of things. So this is really a fun tune to work on. And it's so recognizable too. Anytime you hear somebody play with those 3 notes, and maybe even the 2 first notes, if I set it up like this, you know what tune is coming. So Misty, great tune to practice. So let's look at the melody and the basic chords first. As a little introduction, I just play this B flat 7 sus chord. This is how it's voiced. Melody starts on the 5th of an E flat major 7 chord. To the tonic chord, which is in this tune is the E flat, played in the key of E flat. B flat C. And here, this note is the 9th in the B flat minor 7 chord. So it's a B flat minor 9 to E flat 7. So this second bar is often played incorrectly, but this is the way it was originally written. C, B flat, G, E flat, down to the C, over an A flat major 7 chord. Same thing here. Here's a kind of unique part of this tune, is this melody here, and it's in triplets with a rest on the first triplet. So 1. So there's the melody again on the 9th, but on the 9th of an A flat minor 7 chord. So it becomes an A flat minor 9 to D7, E flat major 7, to the C minor 7 with the melody on the third, F minor 7, B flat 7, and this bar that I just played here, F minor 7, here we have quarter note triplets. To the first ending, and the first ending have this turnaround, which is G minor 7, C7, F minor 7, B flat 7. Here I played it at B flat 13. And there's a lot of things you can do in these two bars because the melody just hangs on the G. So let me play 2 bars before the first ending. Here's the turnaround. Now I'll play the C7 sharp 9, F minor 9, to a B flat 7, and I'm gonna add a couple of notes to this. I'm gonna add the flat 9 and the sharp 11. So I'm playing it, the root of the chord, 7, flat 9, third, sharp 11, and the G, which is the melody note. It's a really nice sounding voicing. And then again, repeat the tune. So, since this is an AABA tune, the form is AABA, the second A is pretty much exactly the same except for the last 2 bars as the first A. It's also very common that when you play this tune, starting it out, instead of going directly to the E flat major 7, to play an E flat diminished, which would sound like this. Here's the diminished chord, E flat, G flat, A. And I keep the melody note on the D. And then resolve it to the E flat major 7. And again, like we talked in other tunes, we can do substitution here. Instead of going directly to the second bar, which has a B flat minor 7, we can do the half step approach again. So we can actually do some kind of B chord. So put in the whole context from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Diminished. E flat 7. If you notice this thing, what it is, I played over the A flat major 7 chord. I'm playing a sharp 5 to the 6, and then have the melody take over. Triplets. To the E flat major 7. In this bar, this is actually now the second ending. And when we land on the E flat, that's often written E flat for both bars, for 2 bars before we go to the bridge. However, if you want to break it up, it works great to play an E flat major 6 or E flat major 9 to an A flat 13. And the most important notes in that A flat 13 is the root, the flat 7, of course, the 9, the third, and the 13. 13 being the F. And then back to the E flat major 7. So 2 bars before the second ending, I'm playing this. A flat 13. So now we're into the bridge. So the pickup to the bridge is E flat, F, G, B flat, C, and lands on the 3rd of the B flat minor 7 chord. And you probably notice I played the sharp 7 on the minor chord, moving the melody up to E, E flat, D flat, to C, which is the 3rd of the A flat major 7. Okay, so let's take a look at that again. The pickup to the bridge. 1. Sharp 7. Sharp 5, 6. Okay, let's look at that pickup again. E flat, F, A flat, B flat, C, to the A minor 7. And this sounds really nice because the melody is on the 4th of the A minor chord. And that's a really good sounding note. So a lot of times when I see that, I'm doubling it. And I'm playing this A minor 7 with the root in the bottom, 7. And I double hit these keys with my thumb, the 3rd and the 4th. Makes a really nice and open sound. To the D7, F7, F sharp diminished, G minor 7 flat 5, melody hangs on the B flat, C7 flat 9, keep hanging on the melody here on the B flat, and the same chord again here on the minor chord. I double hit the A flat and the B flat to B flat 7. And actually, before going to the B flat 7, it sounds really good coming from the F minor, 2 beats, 1, 2, to B flat 7 sus. And the melody, and then we change it to B flat 7 flat 9. And the diminished again. So let me play the second part of the bridge. And it starts on the A minor 7 chord, and the melody is on the D. 3, 4. B flat sus, flat 9, diminished, resolved to major. Sharp 5, D flat 7, B flat 7 with a flat 9, the B becomes the flat 9. So that's the basic structure of Misty, and as you can see, there's a lot of chord changes in this tune, which lends itself to creating countless of substitutions and altered chords. But again, I encourage you to learn the melody, learn the basic chord structure, and then start to build on that. So we're going to play this ballad here for you with the entire band, and hope you enjoy it. All the Things You Are, another tune that's one of my favorite tunes. Also a tune that pretty much all the jazz players should know. It's very much a standard tune, a beautiful song, and it has a lot of possibilities and a lot of things you can do with it. So let's take a look at it in its simplest form here. The tune is in A flat. But the first chord is F minor. So it starts there. Again, if you're ever going to transpose this tune, if you maybe clarify what key the tune is written in and what the first chord is, that could be very helpful to avoid train wrecks. So here's the tune. F minor 7 chord, first chord. A flat is the melody. And as you can see, the melody for quite a while is going to be based on the third of the chords. So F minor 7, the melody is an A flat. Next chord, B flat minor 7, the melody is an D flat, which is the third. E flat 7, well, melody again on the third, which is the G. Lands on the third of the A flat major 7. Again, third of the D flat major 7. And here it goes from the 7th to the third of the G7, back to the 7, and lands to the third of the C major 7. So knowing these kind of tricks is very helpful. Knowing that all the things you are, the melody is basically based on the third of each chord. So here's the chord sequence and the third. Third, 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 to the third of the C major 7. And the chord sequence again. F minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, D flat major 7, G7 to C major 7. That's the first 8 bars. Moving on to the second set of 8 bars here. Again, melody on the third of the C minor 7. Third of the F minor 7, third of the B flat 7, lands on the third of E flat major 7, third of the A flat major 7, and here's a little melody, but it lands on the third of the G major 7. So the chord sequence in the second 8 bars, C minor 7, F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, D7, G major 7. So that's the first part of the tune. Now moving on, we have a pickup. And that pickup is D, G, D, ending on the fourth of the A minor 7, down to the third, D7, and here the melody does a little different. It goes to the flat 9, 9, 4, and those notes again are D to C, D, E flat, E, C, to a B, which again, a third of the G major 7. Getting repetitious here. That's the second pickup. D, G, B, to the B, which is the fourth of F sharp minor 7, to the third. And here again, look at this little melody line. B flat, B, A, to the third of E major 7. So let's look at those bars again. D, G, B, B over F sharp minor 7 to A, B7, here's the melody, B flat, B, A, to the G sharp, which is the third of the E major 7. And here comes a big C chord to set up the last A section. And the C chord, the way I play it, I often play the sharp 9 here, which is the C, E, B flat, and the E flat up here, or D sharp. And the melody note is the A flat. So that's a really strong sounding chord. And again, the melody now on the last A section. A flat over F minor 7. D flat over B flat minor 7. G over E flat 7. G to E. I'm sorry, G to C over the A flat major 7, F over D flat major 7, and here the melody changes. It's a D flat minor 7 with a melody on an E flat. Move into the D flat, C minor 7, the E flat. And here you have different possibilities. The way I voice this chord is, I have the melody on G, and I just voice it B, A, D, and G. B flat minor 7 with a melody on a D flat, F, A flat, D flat, to a F over the E flat 7, G over E flat 7 to the tonic. And then a little turnaround of G7, C7 to get back to the beginning, which is F minor 7. A couple of things you need to know about this tune. There is a standard introduction of this tune, and it was actually created in the bebop era, Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie. And it's basically a D flat 7 sharp 9 to C7 sharp 9. And the way I voice it in the right hand, and this is the standard voicing playing this introduction, is F, B, E, and moving it down a half step to E, B flat, and E flat. And the rhythm in the left hand is tune. And so forth. That introduction you should learn. It's used both as an introduction, as an outro. So at the end of the tune, the band might be playing, I'm going to play the last 8 bars here. So that's a standard introduction as well as a standard ending. Now again, there's a lot of chord changes in this tune, and there's definitely substitutions that you can put in. Real quickly, I'm going to look at a couple of them. I'm going to go from the beginning. F minor 7, B flat minor 7. Instead of going to the E flat, I'm playing E minor to A7 to the A flat major 7. Half step approach, D7 sharp 9 to the D flat major 7, D minor 7, G7 to C major 7. So instead of going directly G7 to C major 7, I did D minor 7, G7 to C major, which we call the 2-5-1 progression. Let's keep going. C minor 7, F minor 7, and here again, instead of B flat 7, I'm going to play B minor 7, E7 to the E flat major 7, A flat major 7, A minor, the 2-5-1 again, D7. And also common progression to get into the bridge is what we call 1-4-3-6-2-5 or something based on that. So what I'm playing, instead of playing 2 bars of G major 7, I'm going to play 2 Bs of G major 7, C7, and I'm playing the sharp 11, B minor 7 to B flat 7 to A minor. So the last 4 bars before the bridge. A flat major 7, A minor, D7, G major 7, 3, 4, C7, B minor 7, B flat 7. And then I just keep playing the tune out the way it's written. But there you have a few little things that is really nice to put into this tune. And the ones that I show you are the ones that very common that jazz player plays on this tune. So we're gonna play this tune for you. Hope you enjoy this one too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Satin Doll. This tune is also one of the most requested songs and one of the most popular standards. Pretty much every jazz artist seems to, at one time or another, have recorded this song, and this one really have, stood the test of time. It's a great composition. So let's take a look at it. It's in the key of C, and that's probably the most common key to play this tune in. However, again, with singers, that might change. They might pick any kind of key. But remember, it starts on the 2 chord. So the song is written in C, but the tune starts on a D minor 7 chord. So let's look actually first on the chord sequence in this tune. I voice this D minor 7. I make a D minor 9 out of it with a D, F, C, E. And then I move it to a G13, G, F, B, E. So that's the 2 first bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing, but I just move it up a step. So E minor 7, A7. Okay. Another set of 2 5s. A minor 7, D7, A flat minor 7, D flat 7 to C. And actually, incidentally, this chord I voiced C, E, A, D, E, and a G. 6-9 chord. So let's go through the chord sequence again. D minor 9, G13, same thing. E minor 9, A13, same thing. And here a little sequence that starts on A minor, D7, A flat minor, D flat 7 to C major 7. So that's the A section of this tune. And again, this tune is a AABA tune. So I just take this section and just repeats it. So let's put the melody together with the chords. Here we have the melody. I'm just going to play the bass note and the melody. Okay, now I'm going to play it together with the chords that I showed you. 3, 4. So there you have the A sections. Let's go on to the bridge. The bridge goes to, if you transpose this tune, it's easy to think of. It goes to the 5th of C, but it starts on a G minor. So the 5th is G and G minor chord. Let's go through the chord sequence first. G minor 7, C7, G minor 7, C7, F7, you put a 9th on it if you want. A minor 7, D7, A minor 7, D7 to the G7, and I play a 13 here. And then to set up the D minor, which is the first chord of the A section, I play an A7, the 5th of D minor. So I'm going to play this left-hand voicing with 3 notes. Here's the G minor, 7, 3, 5 to 3, 7, 9. So that's the G minor, C7 to F major 7. Same thing again, A minor 7, D7, A minor 7, D7 to G. And I voice the G as a G13, F, B, E. And then to A, A7 flat 13, the F being the flat 13. So let's put the melody together with this now. Here's the bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Same thing, but A minor. 3, A7. So you see, basically the melody is also a sequence. The rhythm is slightly different though. When I play the G minor, the rhythm is 3, 4. Three, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. Last A. So that's the basic structure of Satin Doll. Again, I'm going to show you an intro that's also have become the standard and the standard part of this tune. And this intro goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into the tune. So basically the notes there are E, C, D, and a little bass thing. E, C, D, E, C, D, and then E, F, G. Now there's different ways of playing this. You can play it in sixth, like that. Also, a common way of playing it is with block chords. And without getting too technical with the block chords, this is basically the way I play that intro. I play E, C, B, G, and an E. And I just kind of keep this position. So it becomes diatonic block chords. So I'm going to play the block chord intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the tune. And so on. That intro should be learned. It's a great intro and it's a standard intro, especially when you play a job somewhere or a gig. That's the intro that everybody's looking for. Also, there's an ending that a lot of people play, which goes and what that is, it's just playing a C major scale but starting on a G. So put that in context. Here's the last 4 bars of the song. 3, 4. Common ending. Before I leave this tune, I just want to show you a couple of turnarounds in this tune that's also common. For example, when you play the first A section and before you go into the second A, you can play a progression that goes from C major 7, F7, E minor 7, A7, and that sets you up with a D minor 7. So put that in context here again, last 4 bars of the A section. F7, E minor, A7. And that's a really nice kind of turnaround that takes you back in, or leads you back into the D minor chord. looking at the bridge, there's a place where we can do a similar thing, or where we can add a turnaround. So the first, I'm just going to start to play an entire bridge here. Right here, instead of hanging on that F major 7, you can do F major 7, G minor 7, A minor 7, and back to F major 7. That's one way of doing it. Another way, we can do the same thing as we did in the A section. We can do F major 7, B flat 7, A minor 7, and then we need to get back to the F. G minor 7, F, and then to A. So I'm going to play that in context here. So that turnaround, either one, I showed you two there in the bridge, either one works great. It's always good to keep the communication open with the bass player, if you're playing with a bass player, to kind of make sure that you're playing the same changes. So I'm going to perform this tune here with my great band here, so hope you enjoy it. 1, 2, 3, 4.